I just demoed a top secret consumer tech product. It's from Meta, fully holographic AR glasses, the first of its kind. They call them Orion. 4 months ago, I interviewed Zuck, and there was one thing that I was most excited to ask. In his mind, which products on the Meta roadmap had the greatest chance to create frame-breaking consumer tech moments? So I think about the first time I searched on Google or the first friend request on Facebook.
The glasses are I think it'd be a big deal. Every person who I've shown it to so far, their reaction, it's like giddy.
This is Orion, our first fully functioning prototype.
I'm really looking forward to showing that to more people.
All right, we officially made it. I'm so pumped. Early predictions are that I think it's gonna be like an Apple Vision Pro type experience. Lighter, obviously, because you don't have full immersion. But the audio and the stem of the base Ray-Ban Metas is so good. If they have a hologram overlay where it's like, oh, if you wanna go over here, walk here, or oh, you can look at someone and their socials will pop up. Stuff like that, I think we haven't really seen in a real form factor yet. Matt Meta, walking around the campus. We're about to go in, 10 minutes of the demo. Apparently it's the glasses and the wrist strap, so it's gonna be even crazier than I thought.
Now, when I got to the Meta HQ, the first thing I did was meet the entire Orion product team. And believe it or not, one of the coolest parts of the full experience for me is that they gave me a presentation breaking down the product development since 2016. They've been trying to build this for 8 years. This team had to brush up against the laws of physics to make this possible. So the Orion team had to custom build every component, miniaturize it, and then their reward was working on the hardest problem of all, the display.
The secret to that, the way we did that, was instead of using glass for the lenses, we're using a material called silicon carbide. It's a crystal that you have to grow one atom at a time in terms of layers. We slice it with a laser, and then we etch these very intricate nanoscale structures into it.
Sounds expensive.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
They also use magnesium for the frames instead of metal to keep them super light and minimize heat. Now, any way you slice it, this is an insane piece of engineering. But of course, the biggest question is, are they any good? So the team sat me down, fitted me for the glasses, slapped on my neural wristband, and then we got into it for an hour-long demo.
All right. So I'm going to show you a few gestures you're going to be using. So you're going to be using your eyes to be able to like and select. So it's just going to be a quick tap. That's to select. And then when you want to put your palm up and then middle finger tap, that's going to be how you go home.
Okay.
All right. And then this gesture is going to be as if you're like kind of flicking a coin. That's how you're going to swipe up. And then similarly down. Perfect. You're all set.
Nice.
So when I first booted it up, we started out with some of these core movements. And interestingly, this was being developed in parallel without knowing anything about the Vision Pro, and yet a lot of the movements are similar. This, tapping the index finger to the thumb, was a core movement, as well as pinch and zoom, pinch and drag, and they had some other cool movements like the quarter flick. Now, the way this works under the hood is that the neural wristband picks up subdermal electrical signals in your fingers when you move them, and they combine that with the visual from the cameras in the glasses to recreate the motion of your fingers, and that's how you control the device. It's very clever.
Let's do it. All right, let it rip. Go ahead and put these on. I'll just make sure it's fitting well on you. I think they wanted it to sit down just a tad. Yeah, I think that's good. So this whole demo is kind of like vignettes of a day in a life.
Yeah.
And so imagine you just kind of woke up, you're getting ready for your day, and then you're gonna get some messages from your friends. And like Rahul mentioned earlier, normally you'd have to go grab your phone, unlock it, get to the notification, then respond. With AR glasses on, the notification will show up on your AR glasses and you could tap on it and reply right from the glasses.
In the back of my head, I was constantly comparing it to my experience with the Vision Pro. And I kept thinking, oh, that's pretty close to the Vision Pro, or oh, that's not quite there yet. But I had to keep reminding myself, this is not apples to apples. Orion, which is still a prototype, is doing things almost as good, if not better than the Vision Pro, and it's like a pair of glasses. It's insane. After we got used to using it, we stepped into some of the base level experiences.
The first thing you'll do is you see where it says dictate message.
Yep.
Tap on that. You can just start talking.
Hey, what's going on? What do you need my advice on? Hey, what's up? Yeah.
And there'll be a video on the top left for you.
There we go. Looks familiar.
But then after some of the base stuff, we stepped into some AR specific use cases that I think really show where the future of this product is headed. My favorite one is this recipe builder. So they put a bunch of ingredients on the table in front of me, and all I had to do was click my fingers to summon Meta AI and then ask it to
Give me a smoothie recipe.
The glasses had this overlay that identified each ingredient and then the recipe showed next to it. You could move the ingredients off the table, put a new ingredient down, and it would in real time know what ingredient that was. I thought that was so amazing.
This is the coolest thing, yeah. Learning with these will be amazing. Like piano would be insane with this, right?
Yeah,
Like
totally.
anything that you just put an overlay on.
And what was so cool, and I think the main takeaway, is that these glasses, they don't take you out of your real environment. I could still interact with people in the room that weren't wearing the glasses. I could still check my phone. I could still move around the room without tripping over furniture. Because the biggest drawback of a phone is that it sucks you out of the real world. You get in a vortex even for 2 or 3 minutes, and you're completely removed from the world you're in.
I think he mentioned Stargazer.
Yeah.
So go ahead and launch the menu and then play Stargazer.
Very cool.
You're good at this.
Let's go. Get me on an esports team. Oh, I got hit.
But you're not far from the high score, actually.
Picked me out of the top 5.
Oh, wow.
No pressure.
No big deal. I'm gonna play more today.
One more game to play with you.
And by the end of the demo, I forgot that I was wearing the glasses and I forgot that I was wearing the wristband. That's how light and comfortable it all was. And I'm not a meta maxi. I'm not trying to just glow it up. I was so shocked at comparing this to the Vision Pro, not the fidelity of the screens, not the crystallization of the 4K resolution, that will all come, but the ease of use with how small the form factor really, really blew me away.
All right, I just got out of the testing room for the AR glasses. They're crazy. So when I first tried the Apple Vision Pro, in the store, I was absolutely mind blown. Just like the way that the eye tracking worked and the pass through and like just in general, the product design quality of the Apple Vision Pro, of the VR headset, really blew me away. It was the first time I've ever seen anything like this. The problem with the Vision Pro is that it's so big and bulky and it's such a solo experience that you really just don't get, it's just not something that you can see yourself using on a daily basis. The reason I keep comparing it to the Vision Pro is because that's the only frame of reference I have. But really, these are apples and oranges, like no pun intended. Full VR is more like the Quest 3 and the Vision Pro. That's one bucket. There's nothing like this today in terms of these AR smart glasses. Yeah, it's crazy. And I just want to say for everyone watching, thank you so much. Like the fact that I went from interviewing Mark 4 or 5 months ago to now I'm like one of the first few non-Facebook people to ever try this device. Like I had the full red carpet treatment from the team. It's just crazy. Like it really is just crazy. So I'm so grateful for that. The other cool thing that I don't know if anyone else will talk about is you could just feel on the team's like face that like they're like, yeah, this shit is dope. Like they knew it. And the next version, I think they know the next version is going to be like consumer ready, whenever that comes, 1-2 years. This team is like a bunch of dogs. Like they knew that it was sick, which is very cool to see.
Is the way they're doing this is very smart. And obviously they have the advantage of going second. This version of Orion is not going to be available to the public. Now, I believe the future of consumer hardware is going to be a hybrid of these glasses and the phone. It's not going to be just the glasses. It's not going to be just the phone. It's going to be some spectrum. Now, strategically in tech, we know that owning the hardware layer is the most important moat. We've seen Apple dominate the mobile era because of this. They pretty much got to control who did what in this era because they owned the predominant hardware stack. I have no doubt that a consumer-grade smart glasses product will be in the hands of billions of people by 2040. The question is, whose logo is going to be on it?